You know? You know what really kicks ass? This. The NES. If you don't have this, you're not playing with enough power. You know what? Your system might be able to have really advanced 3D graphics, but you get the red ring of death for playing it. Boo-hoo! You play this, you don't even have to worry about it. Yeah, it'll get hot, but you know what? The games were awesome. And I can't think of a better game to demonstrate its awesomeness than a game that was abandoned for 15 years and then finally got a sequel. If you've been catching on and you just read the title, you know what I'm talking about. Mike Tysons Punch-Out! Bitches. I don't even know where to begin. This is one of the games that made a lot of people's top 10 NES lists. I mean, it's just a classic. I mean, what's there not to like about it? You get to beat up Frenchmen, Russians that get drunk off of soda, although I will... a little bit of useless knowledge. In the original arcade game, Soda Popinski was known as Vodka Drinkinski, because as we all knew back in the 1980s, Russians were drunks. Please know that this was back in the 1980s, the Cold War was still going on, and Russians were perceived as communist, and communism was evil. I want you to spread the word about capitalism. But enough about government and politics and all that. Let's look at the game itself. But there's a little bit of thing. There's just one thing we gotta discuss. For those of you that are watching this and think, oh man, I gotta give Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on the Virtual Console. Don't bother looking for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. You can get Punch-Out with Mr. Dream, which is essentially the same game, only Mike Tyson is replaced with Mr. Dream due to the fact that his contract with Nintendo expired, and he was only a special guest because he was the undefeated boxing champion, and once he lost to that one dude in the match, I forgot what his name was, that was also another reason. It wasn't because of his rape of one girl. That's old news anyway. No, but this is the classic NES Punch-Out. Hell, when people think Punch-Out, most people don't even remember the arcade versions. They mostly remember the NES version. Why? Well, let's get this bitch started. And now it is time to witness the glory of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Please excuse the hard camera quality, as I do not own a capture card. First opponent, if you can't tell, it's Glass Joe from France. Weakest boxer in the game and history of boxing. And it goes to show Frenchies can't fight. No offense to Frenchies everywhere. And if you can't tell, Mario is the referee. You are Little Mac, the dude on the bottom. The controls, very straightforward. If you hold up, you can do, you know, A and B. You can do the punch to the head. Down does a little dodge, and if you do it twice, you can do a duck, left and right, left and right. B throws the right punches, A throws the left. No, fuck, that's the other way around. B throws left, A throws right. And now Glass Joe is down, and it's time to give him an ass whooping. It might not look like much, but let me tell you, it's a lot better to play it. So, if you know anybody that has this game and you're watching it and thinking about giving it a shot, go over to their house and play it. It's fun. And if you get stars, you can do the star uppercut. It's a devastating move. And as you can see, Glass Joe is down for the count, but not so much of a big triumph. And it's not about mashing buttons like in Fight Night. It's about timing, memorizing patterns, blocking or dodging, and then getting the punch in. There's actually strategy to this, which is something very rare in boxing games and sports games in general. Mostly boxing. I'm going off track here, but I played the Fight Night Round 4 demo, and I won by barely even trying. And now for the comments. If you can see, Glass Joe has a black eye. And he wants to know if he can take a nap before the fight. Isn't he sucky? And now I don't even need to try to win the fight. if you knock a boxer down 3 times in a single round, you get a TKO, technical knockout. But if you're able to do it in less, it's just a regular knockout. The sound effects and music are classic. Plus, Mario's the referee! You can't get any better than that. TKO, technical knockout. A little bit of useless trivia. When I was a little kid and I played this, I always thought TKO meant total knockout, where you beat the living shit out of them. That aside, now you get to fight Von Kaiser from Germany. And you know what? I'm thinking this guy might have been a former Nazi. I don't know, he just sort of looks it. Let me see if I can get a better angle. Just, yeah, get a quick look and you can see he just looks like a Nazi. I don't know if that was intentional, but he's a fucking Nazi. I mean, Von Kaiser kind of does it all. And again, this guy is a fucking joke. He's easy. And I'm gonna be brief. That's pretty much what you do throughout the whole game. So, did you like what you saw? If you couldn't see it, please bear in mind, I don't have anything professional to record game footage with, so I have to point the camera at the TV. Now, if you thought that game was completely awesome and wondering, hey, did they ever make a sequel? Or are you wondering that if you have played it and you know how awesome it is, you're thinking, why the fuck didn't they make a sequel before the new game? Well, they did. You never heard of it, but it was awesome. Next time, we will be looking at Super Punch-Out on, you guessed it, the Super Nintendo. Now you're playing with power. Super Power!